Good evening. So as this year comes to a close, I wanted to sort of do a bit of a recap because it's actually been my first full year in cubing. I started cubing around October of 2019. So yeah, since then I've accumulated what some could say way too many Rubik's cubes. And yeah, I'd like to show them off. So we're gonna start in the order in which I got them. So of course, my first Rubik's Cube ever was a Rubik's brand. It's the old ones with stickers. I forget when I got this. I got this for Christmas years ago. So this cube actually quickly became my mom's because I wasn't really interested in it when I got it. I was like 6. And yeah, the sticker started peeling. So she tried something, probably some sort of satanic ritual. It's really bad. It like makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up to turn it. It's so bad. Ugh. And like it has spring noise. I hate turning that thing. I don't like touching it. And then I can't remember if I got this before or after that one, but I saw this tiny Rubik's Cube at Target and I'm like, hey, I like that. So yeah, it turns horribly. I can't decide if it turns worse than that stickered Rubik's brand, but it turns really, really bad. I remember, so my friend David, he's the guy who got me into speed cubing, except he's been a speed cuber for like a decade or something. I don't know. He watched Felix become the best in the world. And I got this and I was like, hey, can you solve this? And his fingertips turned red because it's so difficult to turn this. And then eventually I got this cube. So I got it from Amazon. The Amazon listing said it was a ShengShou Aurora, but it's not. Like, I asked Reddit, I posted a picture of the pieces and asked, what cube is this? And they told me it's definitely a ShengShou, but it's not the Aurora. It's like the original ShengShou Speedcube or something like that. Like, it's called the ShengShou Speedcube. That's why you don't buy from Amazon, buy from SpeedCubeShop.com and use discount code DRAGON. But yeah, this cube is awful. If you corner cut even a little bit, it like pops. I took this cube with me literally everywhere. The cube would just blow up in my hands and I would have people staring at me weirdly as I picked up the pieces. And yeah, I actually had this cube long before I knew how to solve it. Like I just sort of had it. I bought it when I think when I was like 16 maybe. And I learned to solve when I was 18. And then after I got sick of that, I upgraded to the MoYu WeiLong GTS2, non-magnetic. But it does have magnets in it because I tried to magnetize it. I don't know if you can see the magnets in there, but the magnets I bought were way too small and way too weak, so you cannot feel them even a little bit. But yeah, I really like the way this cube feels still. So I have so much nostalgia with this cube because I remember opening it and the color shades were so vibrant compared to what I was looking at before. And as soon as I picked it up out of that nice magnetic MoYu box, it just went like this in my hands and I dropped it immediately because of how effortless it was to turn compared to this thing. This is a really good cube. The GTS2 is still a really good cube in 2020. It's the world record cube actually, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yeah, maybe I should get a GTS2 that's stickerless and also magnetic. Maybe I should review it using the GTS2M in 2020. Leave a comment if you want to see that. And then, after the magnets in this were a complete failure, I decided to just buy a factory magnetic cube. So I bought the WeiLong WRM. And I also really, really like this cube. It like takes the GTS2 and gives it some really good corner cutting and makes it a little faster. So this was my main for a very, very long time. And then one day I found a guy on eBay selling a Gan XS for $20. And I'm like, hey, isn't that cube $60? I don't even want this, but I should probably get it because that's crazy. So I did. And yeah, I actually ended up not liking this. I ended up sticking with the worm, but I just really liked the way it looked. But then I realized the stickerless version had some nice matte plastic that I wanted to give a try. And yeah, I did. And this cube cannot corner cut 45 degrees or even slightly less than that. It's horrible. So the corner cutting on this one is fine. Like, it's actually really good, but for some reason this one just can't. So I tried swapping the caps between these two, and I cut my finger in the middle of it and also cut this sticker while I was prying the caps off. That still didn't fix it. So I don't know what's wrong with this cube, it's just Gan low quality. Oh, and also I replaced the, since this cube is basically useless, I replaced the nuts in this with the 356 nuts or something. I don't know. I replaced them from another Gan cube. And then we have the GuoGuan YueXiao EDM. Yeah. So this is another MoYu cube, and this was actually my main for a while. I didn't expect it to be. I only got it because it's called the EDM, and I'm an EDM producer. So I'm like, hey, this cube was made for me. And also this cube is cool because it was actually the first one to have adjustable magnets. I really, really like the feel of this cube. I really wanted to main it a while ago, but there is no stickerless version, and stickered cubes just really mess up my recognition because I'm not used to it. But I just really love the way this feels. It's just so nice. I don't think I could main it now because my turning style has changed a lot, and the corner cutting on this is, well, the corner cutting range is great, but it locks up sometimes. And next up, we have my Rubik's brands. I just wanted a Rubik's brand to be able to say I had one. Fun fact, if you get a knife under the center caps, you can actually pry them off and tension it. It's actually... I mean, it's still a terrible experience turning it, but it can turn relatively fast. And this is interesting because that's not a Rubik's Cube, that's a squishy thing. Yeah, it's a squishy Rubik's Cube. And next up, we have my first non-cube puzzle, or my first just non-3x3. It's a YUXin Little Magic Pyraminx, and it has ball bearings, and it's pretty bad, and I lost 2 of the ball bearings from one of the pieces. And then my first big cube, or is 4x4 considered a big cube? I don't think it is. But yeah, this is a MeiLong 4x4 non-magnetic. The orange stickers are coming off for some reason, and only the orange stickers. I don't understand why. Oh, for fuck! And then we have the MGC 2x2. Oh yeah, this was not my first 2x2. I had a QiYi WuXia 2x2, but I gave that away. It was non-magnetic, and I wanted a good magnetic 2x2. I actually don't like this one. I really like how fast it is, but the magnets are too strong, and that really messes me up sometimes. Next, we have the X-Man Wingy. So, as you can tell, I was just going through all the easy-to-learn WCA events. And I actually learned to solve the Pyraminx on my own, but I could not figure this one out because just the way it moves just made no sense to me. And next up, we have the WeiLong GTS3. I forget why I got this. Oh yeah, I started really liking the feel of the WRM, but mine is stickered, and I switched to stickerless cubes by this point. So I wanted to get a stickerless WRM, but I'm like, hey, why don't I just get the GTS3 since I don't want to have 2 of the same cube? I really, really like this cube. This is one of my favorite cubes. I just don't like the strength of the magnets. Maybe I should get a LM version, or maybe just the original WRM. Yes, the GAN 460. The outer layers feel really nice, but the inner layers are absolutely terrible. And you can probably tell that this thing is on the verge of popping constantly. I don't want 2 4x4s to pop during this video, so I'm putting that away. So this GAN XS actually can corner cut 45 degrees most of the time. I don't know, GAN cubes don't really have that great corner cutting. I found this one for $30 instead of that one guy who is selling them for $20, but I just really wanted an XS that could corner cut, or a stickerless XS that could corner cut. So yeah, I got this, and luckily it can corner cut, but it's not as good as my stickered one, and oh my god, not a good quality cube. And speaking of not good quality cubes, this cube is so crappy. So like, first of all, it's not that great of a cube. It's really slow, or actually, I put the yellow GES nuts in it. It comes with the purple. Oh yeah, that's where I got the purple ones that are in this. It comes with purple GES nuts, and those are way too loose for this. And the cube just ends up being super uncontrollable, and that's made worse by the fact that these corners, if I pull on them, you hear them clicking? Now look, it isn't a cube anymore. I don't know how well you can tell, but that sometimes happens while you're solving. The corners just start popping out, and that makes it ridiculously fast and flexible and super uncontrollable. And this is a 54mm cube, but it isn't even good for one-handed because of how slow it is, and the magnets are too strong for for OH. Ah, yes, the YUXin Little Magic. This is the non-magnetic one, but I magnetized it myself. And the magnets in it are way too strong. I don't know what the hell kind of magnet kit I put in this, but look at those magnets. Why? Why? Yeah, the magnets in this are way too strong, and the original YUXin Little Magic was actually like pretty cheap. Like the plastic feels just super cheap, but luckily they fixed that with the later version of it. This is Keychain Cube with really good performance actually. And I've considered magnetizing it. Do you want a video of me making this into a speed cube? Let me know in the comments if you want to see me actually set this up and magnetize it and stuff. The DaYan TengYun version 1. This is still like one of the best feeling cubes ever. It just feels so nice. The performance isn't great. The corner cutting, especially like during solves, it is a little bit locky, but I can still do really well on this. And this cube is really good for OH because of how fast and effortless to turn it is, while still sort of being controllable if you lube it right. And also, it's just so quiet. I feel like everyone needs a TengYun because there are so many specific uses for it that it's really good. And next up, my Megaminx. I don't know if I've showed this on this channel before, but I actually, I have a Megaminx. Yeah, this is an X-Man Galaxy V2 with ridges and magnets. I don't like it. I don't really like Megaminx that much. It hurts my brain, and look ahead is impossible. So yeah, but I have to like it at least a little bit because I'm Brazilian and it looks like a football. All right, and now we are getting into my YouTube era. This was my first unboxing ever. This is the DaYan TengYun V2, which was a complete disappointment for me. I still don't like this cube. I complained about it feeling too scratchy, and that has gone away with a lot of lube and a lot of break-in. That has sort of gone away, but I still don't like the cube, but I think it might be because my settings are bad on it, and just I don't care enough about this cube to fix the settings. So yeah, that's the DaYan TengYun V2 and the MGC 5x5, which I love the feeling of this. Like, I honestly kind of want a 3x3 that feels like this. Like, obviously not this happening, but yeah, I just really like the way this MGC 5x5 feels. None of the other MGC cubes feel like it. The 4x4 does not feel like this. Well, the 6x6 and 7x7 sort of do, but they don't perform as well as this does. And then next up, we have this video. We have the MGC 4x4, which was a big disappointment for me because it doesn't feel anything like the 5x5. It's really slow, but it is really good and really cheap 4x4. And then the MGC 6x6, which is apparently the best 6x6, but I don't know if it's because mine isn't set up well or I haven't done enough solves on it to break it in, but I just do not like turning this, and it makes me not like 6x6. But I don't have any other 6x6, so I'll take people's word for it and say, yeah, this is probably the best one. Although the X-Man Spark V2 came out recently, and I've heard that's the best one, but I've also heard people say that the MGC is objectively better. I don't know. Who really knows? I don't think anyone does. All cubers are just pretending they know what they're doing, when in reality, we are just nerds twisting plastic really fast. Yeah, the YJ Mini Bread. Yeah, this is definitely the smallest cube I own. Oh, speaking of the smallest cube I own, I forgot. I got this, like, at the same time as I got my YUXin Little Magic Pyraminx. It's a 1x1 that I used to use as a die for practicing color neutral. Like, I'd do whatever color it landed on. It has a pretty good performance. I think this is a world record tier cube. What's next then? Oh yeah, another one of my videos, the GAN RS, which I magnetized in a video, and this no longer has magnets in it because of something that will show up later in the video. And the GAN 356i. This is my most popular video at the moment. I just really like this. I don't use it very often because they updated the app for this cube. It's a completely different app now, and that app 99% of the time cannot connect to the internet. So this cube is basically worthless. Don't buy this until they fix that. You can download the app without downloading the cube. It's called Cube Station. Download it and see if the app will even launch. If it launches for you, then yeah, you go for it, get this cube because it's really, really cool. But if it doesn't launch on your phone, do not get this because it's been like that for months. I don't know if they're gonna fix it. And then I think the second most viewed video on my channel is this one, the DaYan ZhanChi in 2020. It's not a good cube by today's standards, but it's not terrible. By today's standards, it is terrible. Nobody should use that cube today. Another thing I forgot. This, I forget when I got this. I got this at some point when I was still just getting into cubing. It's from Dollar Store. It turns like ass. I don't know if this or this is the worst turning cube I have. Like, these stickers are peeling off, or like, I don't know. I don't understand how someone could make something this shitty. Oh my god, it's falling apart as I'm turning it. I don't have anything to say about this. This is just awful. Next up we have, oh god. That one video I did, which I'm actually really proud of. It's the budget cubes video. And I'm really proud of the thumbnail of that video as well. It was something like this. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so these are pretty much all of the budget cubes that are good today, except for this. These are all the magnetic budget cubes. We have the YUXin KyLin V2, which is tiled. It's the only good tiled cube, and it's a really, really good cube. All of these are really, really good cubes. And then we have the MeiLong, which is a really slow and stable cube, but it's really light, so that it has that going for it. Again, I can also get sub 10 solves on this, but the performance just is sort of lacking. But it's $6 a magnetic, so who cares? The YJ WeiLong. I said I really didn't like this cube when I first reviewed it, but turns out I just had to tighten it a lot and really slow it down, and now it feels really nice. The performance isn't great. It isn't the best performer, but it is a really nice cube. Speaking of great performer, the YJ? No. What company is this? QiYi. The QiYi MS 3x3. It's really good. I really like it. A lot of people, this is sort of polarizing. A lot of people really don't like it. A lot of people really like it. I personally really like it. It feels like a direct upgrade over the WeiLong. So yeah. And QiYi's other budget cube, the QiYi Thunderclap, feels like crunchy peanut butter. I really like the way it feels. Really don't like the performance, but I have the Valk Elite. I don't know if the video on the Valk Elite is out yet, but yeah. And then the best one, the one everyone loves, the one I love so much that I put my logo on it. This cube is just so nice to turn. Just listen to that sound. Yeah. RS3M 2020. It's literally one of the best cubes ever, and it's $9. Get it. Literally just buy this cube. Even if you don't want a new cube, get it, because it's so cheap and it's so good. And then, to come rain on my parade, YuXin released a magnetic Little Magic that feels nothing like the original Little Magic. It feels more like a ZhanChi, a DaYan ZhanChi. It's good. It's just not as good as the RS3M. It's not the best budget cube. Yes, and then my final two WCA side events, is that what they're called? The ShengShou Clock. This thing is horrible. I hate turning it, but the pins are really satisfying to press. And the X-Man Volt V2, I really don't like the way this performs, but it's apparently the best square one. Oh yes, the X-Man Bell Pyraminx. I really love the way this feels. Almost enough for me to do Pyraminx, almost. And yeah, the Worm 2020, my main. I love this cube so much. It feels like it was made for me. The magnets are like a perfect strength, and maybe they could be a little weaker, but like they're really nice strength for me. They're nice and weak. The cube is stupid fast, which I've made even nicer by adding lunar to it, so it's even faster. And I made it super flexible, fast and flexible, and it's just, I can spam TPS so hard on this. Like sometimes I will get to PLL and I will just turn so fast that it's like, I'm surprised at how fast I'm able to turn on this. And I would say most people shouldn't get this. You should get the RS3M instead. But if you're like me, and if you watch my reviews and you feel a lot of the same thoughts, like, oh, I really like weak magnets and I like fast, flexible cubes, get this, try this, you might love it. My two good 4x4s. So this is the MeiLong 4x4. I really like it. I think there's an internal piece missing. Yeah, it's there. Wait, where is that missing piece? Finally, I fixed this cube. Great, so that's one cube that popped and one cube that's got unpopped. And then the AoSu WRM. This is the best 4x4. It just feels so nice. Next up, yes, I don't think I've shown this in a video before. This is the rubber-coated Gan RS, which was a limited time exclusive from Gan. Yeah, so I replaced the piece caps on this with the ones from my magnetized RS. So this is magnetized now. And also, I think, yeah, I put the Gan XS tensioning system in this. So this is essentially a Gan X V2, but you can't adjust the magnets, but who cares? And also, the logo doesn't fade on the rubber coating, which is very nice. Okay, so we're getting into videos that might not be out by the time you see this video. So I have the Valk 3, the Valk Elite, and the Valk 2. So the Valk 3 is the one with the SCS sticker. This cube just feels so good. It's so crunchy and crispy and satisfying. Ah, just listen to that. And then on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, the Valk Elite. It's nice, quiet, and also feels amazing. It's the feeling of the Thunderclap, but with flagship performance. So this is actually a main contender for me, but I'm not quite sure yet. And then the Valk 2. My boy Anthony Padarakis told me that this is the best 2x2, so I got it, and I don't really like it. It's too slow and too blocky for me, but the magnets are nice and light. The Gan 11M Pro, the most premium cube. The logo doesn't fade on this one either, but other than that, I don't like this. This is not... What? What just happened? That has never happened to me on this cube before. What? Okay, great. Oh my god. This video isn't out yet either. It's the DaYan GuHong V4. It's a light cube, but it's $15, and it weighs about as much as the Gan 11. It weighs less than the Gan XS, but a little more than the Gan 11, and I really like it. Thing is, just the magnets, I think, are a little too strong, which, according to Cubics, they're not, but whatever. And also the MGC 7x7, which performs better than the 6x6, which makes me want to solve it more, but it legit takes me like 8 minutes to solve this thing. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get into 7x7 anytime soon. And this video is out right now. It's the another QiYi Thunderclap, but this one is stickered, and the YJ mini cubes, 3x3. It still feels so ridiculous to be able to turn this so well. The 4x4, but it's a really good 4x4 still. I just don't like it that much because these magnets in here are really strong. And the MGC 5x5. MGC? No, YJ 5x5. But it does feel like the MGC 5x5. And it's really nice. I tried maining this, but actually it's too small for me. Oh, and I almost forgot this thing. And finally, my newest additions to my collection. We have Domino Cube. Is this a Domino Cube? I think it is. It's a 2x2x3. I'm not entirely sure how to solve it just yet. Consistently, I can solve it every time I scramble it. It always feels like I'm just getting lucky by randomly turning. And the mirror blocks, it's shiny, and you can see me, you can see my phone. And yeah, this is the ShengShou mirror blocks. It's not very good, but this is a really fun puzzle. And the Ready Cube, which is really, really easy. I don't know if the video for this is going to be out yet. I'm literally editing this. Like, as soon as I finish recording this, I'm going to go edit the video on these. So yeah, I don't know which one will come out first. And lastly, the Polaris Cube, or the Polaris Cube. It's a Cube, but for people who hate themselves. So yeah, those are all my cubes. But I have other cubing related things. I've got 2 stack mat timers because one of them is broken, and now I can't tell which one is the broken one. Wait, can I like... I've got some SpeedCubeShop swag. I got this mat, which looks amazing. I really love this design. I've got this cube cover, this cube bag, which is where I keep all of my lubes. And I also keep a screwdriver in here and a tensioning tool. And I have a bunch of more cube bags. This DaYan one looks really nice. SpeedCubeShop one looks amazing. These Gan ones are fucking hideous. Got a Supernova one, which I got because I have a song called Supernova. And another black SCS one, which is where my RS3M lives, because this is the cube I take with me out of the house because I don't want to bring my main, and this one basically is the same as my main, except It's a little slower, but it's just as good. But I'm not doing much getting out of the house lately, though. You might get bit by a bug or something. So yeah, this is, that's all my cubes. I think at the end of every year, I'm going to make this a tradition of just going through my cube collection and seeing how much has changed. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you want to buy any of these cubes, SpeedCubeShop has got all of them except for the ones that you don't want to get, like this one or this. Yeah, and if you do that, you can get them for a discount by using the code DRAGON at checkout. Yeah, here's to 2021, where I can hopefully go to my first WCA competition and hopefully be sub 10. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And if you like the song you're hearing right now, I made it, so go check it out. Links in the description. And yeah, see ya.